Yo, what is going on everyone? Welcome back to another Keel Got Time video, and today, because Keel's got some time, we're going to be reacting to light skins versus dark skins. Now, I did start this video months ago. I started this video ages ago, and the first part of this is actually on this channel. If you want to go watch that, go back. It's like one of the first sort of videos, I'm pretty sure. Today, we're just going to continue on from where we left off last time, and yeah, just see how much we can get through. Without any further ado, guys, Lego. I have benefited from colorism.
I can say the way I've benefited from it has not been by much, but has been an extravagant in a way. Number one, I've been to places that you would consider the hood, and nobody ever messes with me. And I've come to find out that it's like, even in Mexican neighborhoods, black neighborhoods, everything, it's more of an interest. Like, you're not from around here. And I'll make my accent even a little thicker. The second part of the benefiting from it is I look very, very, very different. And coming into California, I was at a bookstore and I was casted by a producer to be in national commercials and TV just because I was very dark. They approached me and just said, wow, where are you from? You have a very unique look. You know, I feel like the benefit for me is that there's more of a harder shell. You don't really know what to think. When you see a person as dark as me, you know, is he wild, is he crazy, or is he just chill?
Right.
Yeah.
It almost feels like sometimes the benefits of it don't really feel like benefits in a sense, because they come almost with their own kind of tiered disadvantages, right? So if, you know, at being a light-skinned man, right, my mom is Caribbean. My mom's from the Bahamas, and my dad is Creole from New Orleans. My dad is like really light-skinned, and my mom is like more dark, kind of somewhere in the middle. Being a Caribbean American, it's kind of weird in the sense because you have people looking at you being like, oh, okay, like, you look a little bit different. You got more of an exotic look, as some people might say. In that benefit, that doesn't really feel like a benefit to me, because I see how my other brothers and sisters are being treated that are dark skinned or might be a little darker than me. So I don't really see that as an advantage.
Do you believe colorism affects us more within our community or with the outside of our community?
To be quite honest with you, I think in some ways it does affect us a little bit more inside of the community.
Inside of our community, you think so?
I can say not in terms of economics, not in terms of opportunity per se. I think that's more outside. I'm just talking about the way we see each other.
The way we
treat each other.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that was gonna be my point. Like, I feel like, and nowadays, like, black people are more racist to each other. More racist to each other, and I can't even lie, especially when coming up. Like, I remember growing up during school and shit, bro. Dark skinned niggas got hated on. I can't even lie, I was one of them. I was a dark skinned nigga that got hated on, bro. And it was other black people that was hating on me. So, jeez. So it's just like, now I remember we had this one African kid in my year. I was cool with him, good friends with him. And
The way we converse.
Black community.
but yeah, bro, everyone would just be making jokes that he's like the darkest skinned and stuff, and yeah.
And I don't see the whole, it might be a passing joke every now and again, like, oh, bro, your shoes are whack, you know, oh, you're light skinned, but it's not like a thing where it's oppressing us.
There's a lot of, especially in the conversations, for example, light skin. There is an aspect of our masculinity that gets questioned when it comes to whether it's being tough, being more emotional. Like, society and culture shows black men to be, you gotta be tough, you gotta be strong. That's what you're seeing in music videos.
Dark-skinned black men.
Right,
normally.
exactly. That's what you're seeing more in culture being presented to you. This is like what blackness looks like, right? For the most part. So then now, people be pulling your card all the time, trying to see if you're really about it. They be trying to see, oh, you're gonna be soft. And that happens inside of our community.
I would say I benefited because my previous job to what I'm working now, we had a darker skinned woman and myself, and the darker skinned woman quit. And then I was literally late to work about 2 hours for about 2 years, and I never got fired. And I know it's because the one black person quit, the other one is still here. We can't just fire our last black person.
Wow.
So I know I benefited from that, just being black.
She played them? Oh my gosh. She really played them? Now, hold on. Hold on. This only works for certain type of jobs, though. Certain type of offices and shit where they need a, what do they call it? What's it called? Quota. A racial diversity quota that they need to fill. So don't actually try this at your job if you're the only black person, because they could just call you a nigger and, you know, stop you from getting bread.
Because I was once again a diversity number, and it's gonna look bad on the company if you fire your last black person.
That's true.
I remember I was in 6th grade, and there was one other kid, one
2
of the black
hours
kids, because I
later
grew up
works
in
wild,
Arcadia,
though.
California. It's predominantly Asian and white. For some reason, I'm not gonna tell the teacher's name because she's probably dead by now, and I don't want to.
Damn, that's crazy.
She like just constantly picked on him, like constantly, just going out of her way to pick on him. And she didn't pick on me the way she picked on him. Even as young as 6th grade, I realized like there's a difference in how you're treated based on your skin color.
When I was younger, I didn't realize that the privilege was there because the conversation of colorism never happened in my home. There was okay, well, I don't know it exists. I don't experience it. Ain't nobody talking about it. And so I didn't know. And so it's like as I became more socially aware and I actually seen what the reality of it is, it's like, it's not just mean and nasty remarks. Within the system, it is
Being
life
nice-
or
your
death.
teacher being nice to you.
Yeah,
There you go.
it can literally go from somebody just saying something nasty, something colorist, to treating a lighter skinned person better, to a darker skinned person dying. And I know good and goddamn well, I experience a privilege, and I know that it's there. So you know, that's how I feel about it.
So yeah, interesting to hear you say that, because you know in West Africa, most of y'all may know that there's a big problem with skin lightening. We're seeing it across the continents. You know, now they're having to fight it, make it illegal, but it's becoming so much that people are saying, well, I'm not going to get any type of opportunity unless I'm a little bit lighter.
Right.
Wow.
And to think that you have to go to that point to feel that you'll get an opportunity.
Survival, though. They see it and they're
Right.
trying to survive.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I'll say what.
The experience of like being the only dark-skinned person in my school like was just horrible. And being Senegalese, although like in Africa, it's like you're not experiencing the racism you do here because everyone's black. I did notice there was an issue with skin lightening. Like I knew my aunts who had products, my cousins, like it's very rampant there.
Were you ever close? I'm just curious.
Who would have thought in Africa they'd be wanting to lighten their skin? In the continent where y'all black people reside, y'all still want to be lightening skin to appeal to what? The other races. Oh my gosh. And growing up, I never thought that, oh, I have to, gosh. I never thought that I had to, like, lighten my skin. I never thought I had to be whiter just to get better opportunities. I just, like, that never crossed my mind to, oh, maybe I should start bleaching or some shit. You know, like that never crossed my mind. It was always like, oh shit, I'm black, let me just go into this, try my best. If whatever happens, happens, you know? I hope for the best result, I'll give it my all. If I don't get it, I don't get it. So bleaching your skin, crazy. I remember I have cousins who are mixed race. And so obviously very different to me and my sister. They're light skinned like her, curly hair like her, light skin curly hair, and obviously me and my sister we're dark skinned, So it's like growing up we used to see each other every weekend. We'd go play with them, and we did see the difference, you know, even from the area we lived in to. Yeah, the opportunities that would arise for them and the opportunities that would arise for us, and then even the places we could go. Like I remember we all went out to Jamaica for 1 month, thanks to my nan and granddad, they decided to treat us all. So they took us out to their house over in Jamaica. Luckily, they have a house, so they didn't have to pay for accommodation. It was only flights, which is still teeth. So thank you, nan and granddad. But yeah, man, I remember I was like 14, I think. But out there, it was still treated different in Jamaica because me personally, I felt very comfortable. I think Sai felt very comfortable. Them two being a bit lighter skinned, feel like they didn't feel as comfortable as I may be making a misjudgment. If y'all are watching this, text me, let me know. But I felt they didn't feel as comfortable like when we was walking around in the towns and stuff. And yeah, but then even because my cousin Sophie, she's my age, she's light skin. And but because she was lighter skinned when we was walking through the town, bro, the men, everyone's head turning. Bear in mind now she was underage at the time, but you know, out there.
Have you ever been close to skin lightening, bleaching?
Yeah.
You almost did?
Yeah.
Thank you.
You're gorgeous. You better get out. You better figure it out. At all. You better figure it out. What a twisted thing. Like the sun was made for you. Like the greatest source of life was made for you, and because of media, we allow ourselves. Well, that's a trip to me. Go ahead.
Have I ever benefited from colorism? Of course not. It's designed for me not to benefit from it. I also found it interesting that the two dark-skinned Black men stepped forward for benefiting and we stayed behind, because research actually does reflect that, at least socially, dark-skinned women do face deeper implications of colorism. So when I saw them step forward and not us, I was like, okay, that's familiar to me.
The only reason that us as Black men stepped forward, especially me being from America, is because, yeah, we get more opportunities in the film and the music and all that, but then what are they putting? They're putting a gun in our hand, or they're putting us in a dress, or they're not, show me a positive example that you have of a brother that looks like me on the screen. All I'm saying is that opportunity that we have, it's an illusion of opportunity. So when you say that the statistics said that Black women actually suffer more from colorism, I don't believe that that's true.
That's not what I said. Actually, what I said, the social implications are deeper. I did not say that dark skin, you don't have to believe it. There are research.
It's not, because you can find positive. You can find, lastly, you can find positive images of Black women.
Whoa. Friendly fire is not turned on, guys. Hold up. Friendly fire is not turned on.
On television.
Oh, of course.
You cannot of Black men.
I understand there's an illusion of opportunity, because even how you said, like when you walk into the hood, you're safe. That's based on the perception of you being aggressive as a dark-skinned man. That can quickly flip. For instance, within the justice system, we're typically penalized more harshly than light-skinned people, just on average. So I would never deny the experiences of colorism for dark-skinned men. The implications are just deeper. Socially, and beauty standards especially, typically do affect women more harshly. So I just wanted to be very, very clear about that. And the last thing is, there's a lot of I feel. I didn't feel this in my experience, so this system doesn't exist. This oppression doesn't exist, and I want to be careful of that, because like I said, when personal lived experience is not enough, we gotta go to data. And some facts data supports, and some facts data does not.
The entertainment industry prefers light-skinned Black people.
The entertainment industry prefers light-skinned Black people. Do they? Entertainment industry. I'm trying to... Entertainment industry is so broad. Like, it's so broad. And do they prefer lighter skinned Black people? I guess back then, yeah. A good couple years ago, yeah. But now, 2026, I don't know, because the dynamic of entertainment has changed a lot. So I don't know. Let's see what their points are.
Statistically, like dark-skinned black men fill more acting roles, but again, we talked about that earlier. That's usually where thugs or pimps or gangsters or whatever, and especially women. I think this is definitely one of the areas that women suffer from the most, and that goes back to.
Oh yeah, I'm thinking as a man. Women, yeah.
The first black woman to win an Oscar. And the thing that bothers me the most is not only does that happen, but then we had it was like a run where we had Django, 12 Years a Slave, The Help, The Butler.
That was a rough time period.
There was a run.
No,
I was like,
but the
man.
problem is that's what they want to continue to see us as, is the mammies and the black people that are scared of the ghost or all of this stuff. So that's not going to change.
But also like just a positive light of a black family, it's always light skinned. Like you had Fresh Prince, they changed out Aunt Viv. You have Martin, it's a bunch of light skins. You know what I'm saying? Like
Bro, I was pissed when they changed out Aunt Viv. I was heated. Fam. Cause Aunt Viv just wasn't hitting the same. She was not that light-skinned Aunt Viv. She was not fulfilling her role like the dark-skinned Aunt Viv fulfilled her role. Bruh, they messed up with that one. Bro, I nearly stopped watching the show. It upset me.
It's always light skinned. Even Fresh Prince, except for the dad, it's all the new Fresh Prince it's all light skinned. You know what I'm saying? So
I ain't watched.
And I feel like lighter skinned people in the industry are allowed to be so mediocre and bland because people think, oh yeah, this is what looks good. So I feel like light skinned people are allowed to just kind of be like flat and dull and still get these big opportunities and be in these spaces where they're able to get so much, and it's kind of like,
You guys are all speaking complete facts, nothing to disagree with there. There have been light-skinned actresses, Thandie Newton, Zendaya, Amanda Steinberg,
Halle Berry,
who have opened up and said, yes, we do benefit from colorism. Zendaya, I believe, even says she turns down roles where she feels like she's being used to kind of tokenized or to replace a role that should, or you can say should have went to a dark-skinned woman. So I just want to highlight that there are things that can be done, and a simple acknowledgement of privilege goes a long way.
Bro, who else didn't have a crush on Zendaya growing up? I feel like everyone was like, oh my god, Zendaya. Bro, I was not stunning that bitch. Sorry, Zendaya, not a bitch. But yeah, bro, I don't know. I did not like Zendaya like that. Her acting was cool. I watched her shows. You know, that was good. You know, Shake It Up and stuff. And Casey Undercover and whatnot. You know, that was cool. But I ain't have no crush on her.
Can we not pass by off of this without Zoe Saldana playing Nina Simone? Oh my goodness, we can't get past that. We can't go without.
What I definitely notice is when we look at the media side of it, lately dark-skinned people will play more of these roles of thugs and anything that can scare you from us. And then when it comes to the light-skinned men, you guys do see that they're making it a little bit more sensitive. There's this like, oh wow, Dreamy, he's so sensitive.
That's Tyler Perry thing.
That's what I'm saying.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's
Then
the portrayal.
when you go to the women, let's look on the entertainment side. What is sad to see that you can have the light-skinned women rap about the same thing, and as soon as the dark-skinned women come in, that one, she's dirty and whatever, and they can rap the same thing, and you cannot find the beauty in the dark-skinned one over the light. I also find that
I don't agree with that point. What did he say?
That's what I'm saying.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's
Then
the
when
portrayal.
you go to the women, let's look on the entertainment side.
The
what
women
is
on
sad
the women on the entertainment side.
to see that you can have the light-skinned women rap about the same thing, and as soon
Light-skinned women rappers.
as the dark-skinned women come in, that one, she's
And then you got dark-skinned women rappers. I don't agree with that. Top two examples, Nicki Minaj and Cardi B. One light skin, one dark skin. Now, Nicki Minaj not exactly the darkest of skin, but, I don't think she represents light skin. They rap about the same shit. Sucking dick, shaking ass. Damn near every female rapper raps about the same shit. We got fucking Doechii. Is Doechii dark skin, isn't it? Yeah, Doechii dark skin. Look at you got Doechii and then what's that girl's name? Y'all know what I'm talking about. The one that went bald and all demonic and shit. Oh my gosh, this is gonna piss me off so much. What's her name? What is her? Doja Cat. Fucking hell. Jesus! I mean, it's because I just said Doechii, so I was like really searching at Doja Cat. Another 2 examples, bro. One light skin, dark skin. Basically right about the same thing.
Dirty and whatever, and they
Right.
can rap the same thing, and,
Yeah.
and you cannot find the beauty in the dark skin
Right.
one over the light. I also find that lately a lot of the black driven shows here in America seem they got the women looking a little more, not looking accent that, and
Aggressive.
also a little
Excuse me.
ratchet, and I don't want to use the wrong terms,
It's
but
ratchet.
they're not
Hypersexual.
The
They're not-
Jezebel.
I think it's also a point when you look into black media and what we as a culture consume. I think when I think of like Tyler Perry and like what he's done with Medea, and I just hate it, or just like the Zeus
Yeah.
Network, and it doesn't paint black people in a positive light.
I noticed with baddies, it is like the women are so.
You talking about the show?
Yeah, like
I
the.
thought you were talking about regular everyday.
No,
baddies.
no, no, show.
Oh shit. I would have been confused too. I thought she was talking about regular people.
On the show, like
The
I
show,
feel
okay.
like they do things outside of fighting each other and drinking. I'm like, these are beautiful women. They're talented. They have a way of bringing people in, and it's kind of like the way that Baddies paints them is
Yeah.
like baddie shot of clocks, and y'all gonna give each other knuckle sandwiches and shit. And I'm like, come on, like it's like I would watch it if they were giving business advice, if they were talking about,
Word.
but I know they won't. You know what I'm saying? I know they won't, but it's like that representation is like.
I'm tired of us up and still uplift all black queens, whatever. But I'm done with us only uplifting the hairstylists that we know. And that's what every black girl wants to do now is be a singer or a hairstylist. Or we need to. What about the black scientists and the black, lawyers or doctors? Like that's where we are kind of messing up in our media. Not gonna talk too long. That's all I gotta say about that.
Yeah, I don't know with that one again, because again, different times, bro. So kids are growing up. Damn, every kid wants to be a content creator. Shit, look at me. In my bedroom, making reaction videos. So it's like, kids just got different aspirations nowadays, and especially with social media. They're seeing all these money niggas get over the internet. They're like, the fuck I want to be a scientist for? But then, if there was a bit more representation of, dark-skinned black people in, like, these roles across the media and TV shows and whatnot, yeah, I do feel there would be a little bit more of a push for, dark-skinned youth and light-skinned youth to pursue them type of careers. But in general, as a whole, a lot of people are turning away from them type of careers this generation. Like, people are seeing too much money being made over the net.
The reason I disagree is because it depends on the role. So, like, if we have a movie like Boys in the Hood, or we have a movie like Don't Be a Menace, it is going to be dark-skinned black people,
Right,
unfortunately.
Can I ask the ladies one question? Do you guys consume media such as like the Bad Girls Club and listen to Sexy Red and stuff like that? Like, do you guys listen to that kind of stuff and watch that kind of stuff?
Honestly, I watch Baddies, and it's entertaining to me.
I have here and there.
Yeah. If it comes on, hey, okay. I don't listen to it
Do you
on my
believe
own.
that these things reinforce negative stereotypes of the black woman?
I have an answer for that.
Here you go.
While I acknowledge that representation matters, I also don't really jive well with the respectability politics, and I feel like in these conversations, that's where we veer towards. I would like to see more balance in the industry at large, specifically the music industry. Because let's be clear, if every woman in the rap game was Lauryn Hill, I still wouldn't like it, because every black woman is not Lauryn Hill.
Oh my gosh. She mentioned my queen. Miss Lauryn Hill, if you're watching this, which I know you're not, but hopefully one day I'll be big enough to where you can watch this. Baby, I love you. That cute making confessions. Nah, Miss Lauryn Hill though. That is my type. And Fuck, what was I gonna say? Fuck, I forgot what was said now. See, she done distracted me on Lauryn Hill and shit.
Politics, and I feel like in these conversations, that's where we veer towards. I would like to see more balance.
Oh, yes. Sorry. I was gonna say, sorry. Quick point. I don't want to pause too much more, bro. If I'm a female rapper, and first of all, I just thought of he's like a non-sexualized female rapper, no name. Top 5 female rappers in the game. No name's tough, but if I, let's say I'm a young female rapper, yeah, I'm on the comment, I'm up and coming. If I see these girls, Nicki Minaj, Cardi B, whatnot, getting absolute ridiculous donkey amounts of money for just being a bit degenerate in your raps, you know, showing up to a function, shaking some ass, wearing a really low cut dress or some shit. Bro, you think I ain't doing that shit? Jesus! Bro, I'll be rapping about taking every dick in the town next week. Stack my bread up. The fuck? I think this because we do talk about it culturally, but everyone's not thinking culturally when they make their decisions. They're thinking about their bank account. They're thinking about, okay, do I want to keep my morality, or, you know, am I finna run up this paper? And then most of them choose to run up the paper. Jesus! So that's when we got issues like this and topics like this happening. It's an individual thing. It is, but that just builds into a collective.
Industry at large, specifically the music industry. Because let's be clear, if every woman in a rap game was Lauryn Hill, I still wouldn't like it, because every black woman is not Lauryn Hill. This hypersexual image is just da-da-da.
Those are the ones that are getting selected.
Those are the ones who are being placed in the mainstream. I understand why that's problematic. I feel like a reason that black women gravitate towards this type of content, of course it can be entertainment, whatever, but I think there's a freedom that black women feel sometimes. Black women are very heavily policed in society, right? But telling black people, behave, because you're making them think they already thought that.
Exactly.
They already thought that. I don't like giving white supremacists a pass, and I feel like that's what we love to do with respectability politics.
Right.
Oh, that's the way they view us that way. No, it's not. They did not go to Africa all them centuries ago and enslave us because some people sag their pants and twerk.
I'm not talking about how they look at us. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about our community. I'm talking about what these, I'm saying look out. I don't know what your guys' algorithms are looking like on your social media, but look out and see what these little girls, I remember there's this one video of this girl I saw, she's a ballet teacher, and she was like crying because she was like, your girls want to listen to Sexy Red and all this stuff. No, but that's what's happening. And I don't believe that having a balance of the Sexy Reds and the Lauryn Hills is gonna be a net positive for our community.
I think you can talk about like respectability and palatability and all these things and get into the politics of, whether we should have to deal with that because other races don't have to deal with that. I don't think that's conducive or helpful, because I think black people and black culture are in a unique position where we do kind of need to look out for ourselves a bit more. Black kids grow up saying, oh, I want to be an NBA star, all of these things, where it's just like, maybe like not even 1% make it. Yeah. Whereas you go to other communities, kids are like, I want to be an engineer, I want to be a doctor, I want to be a lawyer, and like we do need more of that. And I think it's okay to acknowledge that our culture does have a lot of work to do.
Oh yeah,
being like,
absolutely.
Oh well, you know, white people don't have to deal with this. I think it's just white supremacy to like.
Or to even put them in the conversation. Period.
Yeah, it's not about them.
Being pro-black is not being anti-white. We need to stop even talking about them. We need to start talking about what is good for us, because we are under attack. We can all at least agree that we are under attack. There is a system, but we can beat it. Yeah. A lot of beating it comes with boycotting, coming together though, and saying we're going to worry about our own.
I, at this point, really don't look to pop culture for representation as a black woman. We're gonna start there. My representation is not in the rap.
There you go.
It's not in the rap game. It's Audre Lorde, it's bell hooks. That's my representation as a black feminist, an intersectional feminist, a black woman.
People take me more seriously when I alter my hair.
One time I was on a Zoom call with my manager and I had a curly wig on. And she's like, no response. The next day, I have a straight one. She's like, oh my God, what did you do? You look so cute. What the heck? Oh my, and I'm like, all I did was change my hair. Previous jobs, I literally
Changed your hair?
I never wear my
Let's get our verbiage right.
hair every single day. Is that your hair? Is that your hair? Is that your hair? Is that your hair? My last day, she's like, I thought you were gonna wear your hair. It's your last day. It's just crazy that, why does it matter? And then I've heard it before too, like even black women going out shopping, if they have a fro, they're treated differently compared to when their hair is straight. We got some mental work to do.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say is everything, all of that matters, all of your skin tone, your hair. But you go back to like the 60s, 70s when the Black Panthers were coming and all the women were wearing it natural. I do that. I wear these. I like to wear these for like more of, I don't have to do my hair every day. I don't want to worry about whatever. But when I pull this thing out and it's out, I make sure I look at everybody like a little serious because I'm like, yeah, you know, the power that comes with it. And we need to just start reinforcing, especially with our next generations, how beautiful our natural is.
Bro, I miss having a fro, man. I just got dreads now. So long. I do miss being able to just rock my fro out. I can't even lie. Especially, oh shit. Especially when my hair was colored and I'd have that big purple afro or that big like pinkish looking ombre afro. And I remember once it was even blue. Yeah, lit. Can't do that no more though.
I'm a political science major, so I'm not part of the School of Business. But all my friends in the School of Business, every time summer comes around, they're about to get an internship, they get the big chop because they know, they know as soon as they get in them jobs, if they do not have short hair, they're not going to be taken seriously. They might not even be let in the door. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, colorism has a little raggedy cousin. Her name is texturism. That's what we're discussing now.
I hadn't even heard of that one.
Yeah, it's texturism. That's why black people still have to fight to wear natural styles in corporate spaces. I don't know if you guys heard about the story of a young, beautiful black boy with locks who hasn't been to school in like over 180 days because they're trying to force him to cut his locks to return to school. I didn't walk forward because, I just don't. I've pretty much always been some variation of natural. Now, I will tell you, it was a bit of a shock to realize that texturism is still a thing in the lock community, right? Because I thought, okay, we're all working with our natural styles. That's the point of locks. We don't have to deal with this. But I don't really get treated differently because I have one hairstyle, but it's the, oh, you don't want to slick down your edges or you need a retwist. No, I don't. I didn't get one for this.
Right. I know that's right.
You understand? My hair.
Beautiful. It looks beautiful.
Thank you. So does yours. My hair shouldn't have to be neat and perfectly twisted for me to be palatable or accepted. But that is even with newborns, the damn placenta perm, the baby coming out, the mama, I've seen Facebook posts, my baby's hair, look at this good hair on my baby from a newborn.
I hate that term.
Can't even hold the neck up yet.
And that's something that you're already having to deal with that from that type of a situation. There were times where I'm like, oh, well, if I'm going to this meeting or if I'm trying to get this job, I'm not going to be able to wear this. Those are things that you have to think about in terms of, this standard that is set and presenting yourself to the world.
Working at Six Flags at one point, dreads were not allowed, or like locks were not allowed.
Which is
You would have to
insane,
bring.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, no,
Brand new.
locks were not allowed, and you had
crazy.
to bring in a note from your spiritual advisor.
That's crazy.
As to why you have them.
We all flinched a little bit like that.
Advisor. Huh? That's a new one.
You have to- No, that goes back to the topic at hand. This is a theme park. How serious do they need to be taken?
Right.
And here I am, a black woman, having to tell people like, oh, you have to cut your hair. Your locks that you just grew for years, you have to cut them off or not get a job? Like, that is crazy to me.
A lot of the dudes I know, and myself, I like natural, just period. And I think women in general get berated by media and culture by beauty standards. I think black women, y'all get slammed even harder in terms of that. So I believe that us as black men in the community need to encourage, like, what you have naturally is beautiful. And I think the more that we do that from a young age, now they're gonna have that standard in the home, which is really where the strength of blackness came from. You have your choice. If you wanna wear your hair however you want, if you wanna get a weave, if you want, cool. But don't do it because there's a level of insecurity or lack of pride in who you are and how you represent
That's
yourself.
easier said than done, but I feel
No, it is, but here's my thing though. I think we need, this is the thing, there's a lot of things in our community that's easier said than done, and the problem is this.
We've been talking about easier said than done this whole
we gotta
time.
get to the ugly, we've gotta get to the ugly work of grabbing the shovel and digging in the dirt. And we may not finish the work. Our kids and our great grandkids might be the ones that are building the platforms and the levels of us climbing the rings of society.
You're a good
But
politician.
We gotta get
Very
that
well
work
said.
done.
No, hold
We
on.
gotta
You're a
get that
good
work
politician,
done.
but
Okay,
look
yeah,
at
go
the
ahead.
statistics of what's happening is all I'm saying. I
Yeah.
get what everything
Well,
that you're saying.
You're talking to a poli-sci person that understands statistics. What I'm saying is this. Statistics, if we don't do anything about it, will not
But
change.
that's what I was about to
And
say,
that's
because
what I'm
you're
saying.
saying
We
that
gotta
our
do
kids,
something.
you're
We
saying
gotta-
our kids and our grandchildren are doing this. That's we're.
They could do it.
No, I'm saying they can't.
Okay,
We gotta do the work.
good, though.
We gotta get out there and start
Good.
the work.
I hope my kids are the same skin tone as me.
Come on, black man. Shoot.
I can't lie, I want a whole different bunch of race kids. I won't even lie. I want a whole, bro. I want a dark skinned one. I want a light skinned one. I want a Chinese one. I want a mixed race one. I want to probably adopt a little white baby. Oh, I want an Indian one. I want a bro. Everything. Give me all the flavors. Shit. Even give me Slovakian.
Go ahead, bro. Go ahead.
I don't mind what tone my
Nah, I'm joking. Whoever I be with, in it, it's whatever.
kids would end up, but I've always had this, imagination in my mind of seeing a little me. Yeah, because because for what I went through and being such a lonely kid, and when I go back to Ghana, I sometimes go by the orphanages where the children are, and I see the kids just as dark as me. And then for me, I remember, wow, you guys have no idea what's going on in America, but you guys are enjoying your skin and your pride. The most interesting thing about this is when I was here in America in Dayton, the black girls would literally tell me they didn't want their kids as dark as me.
They didn't want them to.
So I had a hard time dating because I would hear that, from the snicker, I don't want my kids that black. Ugh, no. And so,
You know what's crazy? That's actually been said to me before. That actually has been said to me before.
there came to a point in my life where I just thought, I don't think I'm gonna see a mini-me ever. And I take it as human, but at the same time, at this point,
Gotta laugh at that pain.
Yeah, you laugh at it and say, wow, it'd be kind of cool to have that little
Have
one
you,
as
though.
dark as me and just be like, yo, this is what it's gonna be like, but you're not gonna scar, you're not gonna get bruised, you're not, and enjoy it.
Now that I am so secure with who I am and I know the science of how beautiful we are, I'm like, oh man, I just pray that when we have our few kids, that at least one of them or two of them, or hopefully all of them, look like me, because I know so much about my history and the science of black and beauty that I just want to instill that in them, because I feel like that's what the world needs more of, is people like you who are you're gorgeous, man. Like, we're gorgeous. The sun, I'm sorry to keep saying that, but
Hold on, Kwame. I'd scoot over a bit. You got the gay man with the orange plasters on his fingers. Talk about you're beautiful, you're gorgeous. Jesus! I mean, I know we're on the Jubilee show having deep conversation, but watch your verbiage, brother. Watch your verbiage. You might need to fluctuate some of that vocabulary, mate.
the sun was made for us. That's the most beautiful gift that God could have given us, is that we don't burn in the sun. And
I wouldn't mind if one of the girls told me I'm gorgeous. But the other dark-skinned man?
they're psychologically trying to make that such an ugly thing. And kids are the ones that suffer from it the most. And I hope that you have kids as black as you. And I hope I have kids as black as you. Yeah. Any black person I've ever seen that looks like you, perfect, pure skin.
I wouldn't say that, I hope, obviously if they're the same skin tone as me, that's fine. I'd love you if you were any skin tone, but I think I'd kind of just take the chance, if they turned out as me, to take the chance to, raise them the way I would have wanted to be loved more, and kind of just show them that no matter, what goes on outside, just know that none of that matters. It's your character that matters, and kind of just bring them up with that, confidence that I didn't get.
I just don't plan on having children. That's why I didn't step forward. I mean, I don't know. It kind of feels icky for me to say. I would prefer a child be a certain color. A child is not a resource; it's a human being.
Right.
So if you fall in love with somebody or you don't,
I just don't care. Like, if you're darker than me, lighter than me, that's cool. You're still my daughter, son, or they, them, whatever. It doesn't matter. I'm still gonna love you no matter what. So
Yeah.
it doesn't matter.
That's my mentality too. You're my seed. And at that point, I think that obviously boils down into whatever the mom is gonna bring into the picture. And I think that at the end of the day, a child hopefully would be an expression of love. I'm gonna raise you to know that you're supposed to be confident in who your identity is as a human being, a black man, and someone that's supposed to contribute to the world.
If your seed comes out like this color, they come to you like, Dad, all of this stuff is being said to me, or the cops are treating me this way. Are
To
you
navigate them
Do you get what I'm saying?
That's
Are you
a great
afraid that you won't have the wherewithal to teach them how to go through that?
No, being black is not, even though there are aspects of it, skin tone, things like
Dark,
that.
right? That's what
You know why I think that I never like obviously when I stepped outside my house, I'd face, racism and colorism, but I feel like it never really, affected me mentally, like that deeply, is because, and shout outs to my mom for this as well, but my mom, she was like real heavy on, not real heavy, but she definitely made sure to know like our skin is beautiful and that we're loved. So shout outs to her. And like she would always be like, natural hair. Just rocking out her fro, She's got the big jumbo twist. My dad, he's obviously just clean cut. But it was, so just seeing my mom naturally embrace her blackness, I guess. That sounds a bit mad. But yeah, embrace her blackness was, I guess, it's just what motivated me and my sister to just sort of feel free in a way, So yeah, shout outs to mom for that. And I remember she'd always say, God, I wish I was as dark as you. I wish, because she's the lightest in our immediate family. Apart from like my nan. Bro, my nan is just a light-skinned woman, fam. And she hates it. Okay, she doesn't hate it, she loves herself, but she do wish she was darker still. And my mom would always say that. I just wish my skin was like dark like you and your dad's, like, I really wish. But yeah, shout outs mom, man. Shout outs mom. Everybody love yourself. Love the skin you're in, man. Even if you're white and you get hated on for being white, and everyone's trying to make you feel bad for being white and a colonizer and all of this bullshit. Bro, love yourself, man. Love the skin that you're in. Be white and be proud. Be black and be proud. Be Asian, be proud. Be mixed, be proud. Be light skinned, be proud. Be, I don't know, fucking anything. Just be proud, man.
It is an experience that we all in some way have had experiences we can relate to it. I know what it's like to be pulled over by the police and almost put in cuffs over doing absolutely nothing, right? And so
almost put in cuffs or put in cuffs?
No, I said almost being put in cuffs.
Because I've been put in cuffs for doing nothing.
And I got you on that. But we don't all have, as black people across the board.
Well, why does you gotta one-up everybody? Like,
we don't all have the same experiences. But if my son came to me or my daughter came to me at some point in life and they're like, I'm going through this, I know what it feels like just from a black man's perspective, but also because that's someone I love and I care about. That's something that I'm also gonna be even more so able to share in, because that's also my seed.
I don't care about what complexion my kids are. And the thing is that me saying I don't care is not like I'm tossing things out the way, because we're going to have them conversations.
Absolutely.
Y'all going to sit down and we're going to talk, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
And if there is a point that I can't, where I just can't, because it's just something, things I don't experience, things I don't understand, I know, like, we have a village. It's always a village around, so if it's not the baby pappy, if it ain't his pappy, it can be close people that are trusted that know. So I feel like there's always going to be somebody around that is going to be able to aid in conversations I might not be able to have, or even somebody else that just might not be able to have. But I'm gonna love my cheerings. I don't care what color.
It doesn't matter what.
Yeah.
I like what you said. It takes a village. Like, and not saying that I would like outsource my parenting. So, but like, I have darker skinned cousins on my mom's side. You feel me? And my uncles are darker skinned. You feel me? So like, whether it's like asking them to talk to my children or just asking them to educate me on the stuff I don't know because I'm not a dark skinned person. You feel me?
Colorism is one of the determining factors for power structure of the world.
Writing a book is hard. Knowing if it's good, even harder. Meet manuscript analysis.
Determining factors of the power
All I
structure
can say is
of
I
the
just know
world,
it, dude.
you know?
Like I can't even explain it. It just do. Like it's kind of.
Bro, who wrote these damn questions? The power structure of the world. The power structure of the world. Bro, we don't even know who's in power. Jesus! Nobody knows who's actually at the top. Everyone has beliefs. There's a good couple theories, you know, we all got ideas, but no one 100% knows. Obviously, apart from the people up at the top, they know who's really running the shit. But like, damn.
I just know it's one of them things where it's so many like isms and phobics, it thrown into a pot. And I know what's in there. I can't explain it, but I know.
Now I'm speaking from the heart. She's
That's how I feel.
When I think of this topic, I immediately go to like caste systems. So like when I think of like India, for example, it's terrible. Like if you're darker, then you're on the bottom of the totem pole and so on. So I think in terms of like opportunity and social mobility for people, I'd say it's a bigger issue outside of the US, in like developed countries, I'd say.
It's a bigger issue outside of the United States?
It's rough.
I do, because I'm not gonna lie, like when she said the prompt, it's like I wasn't just thinking us here. I'm thinking everywhere. You know, I'm thinking globally because it's like I definitely have seen that. You know,
Socioeconomic status.
I believe it's every place, but I think it.
Now you gonna start, you gotta finish now, bro.
The reason why I was kind of like, it was hard for me to come up here at first was because I view like a lot of the isms as like how they maintain the current hierarchical system, you feel me, or caste system, you feel me?
Come on,
so like,
science.
yeah, I guess determining factor, but I don't think it's like the main.
Yeah.
The main factor. I think
Like, it's definitely
I think
in
it's
there.
what contributes to the main factor.
Deep.
Yes.
What's going on
Yes,
is deep.
that's
What's
what
going on
it
is
is,
multi-layered, for sure.
Yes.
For you to talk about colorism, you would have to talk about racism, and you would have to talk about.
You gotta talk about capitalism.
You have to talk about
else.
no, it's true because that the selling of slaves to be profitable to even then create a system of race in which you then were subjugated, and it's not only associated where you come from, it's associated with your skin. Because what we forget is when it comes to colorism, all over the world, if you worked out in the fields, I mean, I'm talking about people that if they had red skin, right? If you worked out in the fields, that was a sign that you were, by someone just looking at you, that you were not part of the nobility. These people would walk around with umbrellas and things like that. So in America, it was pretty much the only place where we're gonna say, wait a minute, not only is this something that signifies your place in society, but we're gonna associate it with you at birth, and we're gonna create a whole system of that. And that's why, to me,
not only here, though.
I think, they're not the only, but you know, I think racism, as far as I'm concerned, is probably the biggest topic that affects us. Because think about this, before all this stuff happened, none of us were conscious about, oh, well, you're lighter, you're better, all this other stuff. And now these things that we were not thinking about affects us internally at home, even while we're still trying to fight it out there.
That's why I didn't automatically come up, because I just went past it. I went,
Racism.
yeah, I just went straight there.
Yeah, I get that.
Because when it comes down to like who runs the U.S. and all this stuff, I don't feel like we're ever going to get there. The closest we got was having a black president, and even that was like,
He was not really a black president.
And that's what I'm saying. Like, even that was like that.
You guys might hate me for this, but I actually don't think racism is the determining factor. I think it is the main determining factor that upholds the system of capitalism. I don't think once we figure out racism or something, everything's gonna go away. I think racism just maintains the class system. Like that's all.
Yeah,
I think.
oppression works on the axis. Of course, I would agree with this. That's kind of what we've been delving into this whole time, and I think the prompt definitely said one of. Correct. Colorism does determine certain power dynamics. I'm so glad you brought up the term caste system. You talked about in other nations where, like I said, there are entire socioeconomic statuses developed out of colorism. Even within the U.S. historically, most of the affluent black families, Reconstruction era and post then, were lighter skinned. A lot of them kept their bloodlines lighter skinned on purpose because of the affluence that came with that. These things are generational. Those affluent black families who had the resources to give their kids more than others, they passed it down, they passed it down, they passed it down. What can you pass down when you have nothing?
Nothing. I
You know?
like when MLK said it the best. He said, they keep telling us to pull up ourselves up our bootstraps and we have no boots. I love that.
Yeah. That's kind of what I've been trying to say. Yeah.
Right.
There were documents that were re-earthed from the 20th century where black people who were applying for jobs post-slavery, they included being fair-skinned on the application above their actual skills because it would guarantee them better employment. So I think it's definitely one of the things that determines the distribution of power.
I wanted to say this to the light-skinned people too, because, and I'm glad, in my mind, when we was about to do this, I had a whole different
You thought it was gonna be a debate?
thought. I had a whole different thought of the light-skinned people that can be here. You guys are so earthed, you're so grounded, and that's why it's like, don't forget the history of what's going on to your darker brothers and sisters. I know you won't, but it's.
You know what? I'm just sitting here thinking, when will this die out? Like, in how many generations do you think this will sort of die out? Because obviously, colorism, racism, it done been around for many years, many years. But because y'all know most of like Gen Z, I feel like a lot of us, we're not really. There is a few that feel really strongly about topics like this, but a lot of us, we're on the stance where we don't really care, per se. Not that we don't care, but like we're not really acknowledging it as deeply as previous generations probably acknowledged it and the stuff that they had to go through and whatnot. So I don't know. I don't see these type of conversations happening for much longer, to be honest. I don't see it happening.
Time for us to gather together and for us to fight it together, because we can talk about what happened, and you see these people on the social medias and stuff talking all the time. Black people are complaining about blah, 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 blah. It's time for us to have a new Tulsa and say, now we made it. And then, because now the cameras are on everywhere.
Yep.
They bomb us now, we can go, now look.
Right.
We ain't talking about before, today now. And not just this black person over here or this one over here, but all of us came together, we did this, and you guys did it again. Now what? And then we know we're at war.
And I think to what you're saying, there's a distrust in our own community of one another when it comes to buying and supporting what we own. And I think if we want to have industry in anything, if we want something to grow, we need to build something just like we did back in the 20s and like we did in the 50s, where the black community was the center of commerce. We had the most educated, we had the most sophisticated, and of course they were bombed. There were 7 other Black Wall Streets in this country that doesn't get talked about because Tulsa was the biggest one. If you want to see something change, we got to start supporting the people that are, they're working on the clothing brands, they're working on the businesses, they want to start the banks, they want to come together. That's how we're going to build a community, and then we can pass something on that they can keep building upon for the future. Because until we do that, all we're doing is preaching to the choir and complaining.
But that starts with the family. That starts at the family.
I agree with you,
100%.
100%.
It was
That was just had a little memory relating to that about my uncles. I have 3 uncles. One of them, he does like he'll be washing cars in his spare time, trying to start up his little car wash business. People pull up to his crib, they can start get their car washed, blah blah blah. So now my old uncle, he's come to my nan's house with his car, and my uncle gets talking to him. He's like, oh, so and so, we took his car to him the other day. He washed it. Like, well, you should go down to him. So then my uncle asked him, it's like, oh, okay, bet. Like, is he quick with it? Like, how good is he? And then my uncle gonna go, oh, well, no, he is long, but, it's family supporting black business. So my uncle responds to him and he's like, well, why the fuck am I going to go to him if he's going to take 3 hours to wash my car when I can go to the Indian man around the corner and he's going to take 20 minutes and probably do a better job? Jesus! Like, and I'll probably have to pay him less. So, you know, I get the whole boycotting, coming together, supporting black business. It's a great idea, but in reality, not all black businesses can be supported. Like, because if I'm in a rush, bro, I'm not taking my car to my uncle. If he's going to sit there and want to talk to me and yap for 3 hours and just take long. Like, nah. Jeez. I need my shit done. So, yeah.
Very nice to hear your guys' opinions and experiences, and it was also great to share our.
Okay, I don't care what I have to say. Y'all, make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think down below. And yeah, man, really do let me know what you think down below. I want to hear your thoughts and opinions on this one. But without further ado, man, that is it from me. So, videos dropping every single day, 5:15 UK time. Make sure you pull up tomorrow because I'll catch you then. Go binge the rest of the videos on the channel as well. Loads of awesome videos. And yeah, peace, love, and prosperity. I'm gone.